Welcome to the Knowledge Capsules with Didi and Bhai.
Look at that, Didi!
Look at this, Bhai. Wow, we are traveling back in time. In 1856, British engineers John and William Brunton were building railway lines in Punjab. They found enormous mounds rich with hard, baked bricks at Harappa. Lacking other materials, they systematically removed thousands of these bricks to use as ballast for the railway track, effectively dismantling much of the ancient city.
Steady there, lads. These bricks are unusually large, not like anything we've used before.
Sir, there are more buried here. Looks ancient.
Wow, Didi. This is so fascinating. But how was this discovered?
Discovery.
An ancient site at Harappa, a place in West Punjab, attracted the attention of archaeologists as early as 1826. The credit of preliminary excavations, however, goes to Sir Alexander Cunningham, who visited Harappa in 1853, 1856 and 1872-73 and published a report as early as 1875 in the Archaeological Survey of India. In 1922, a Buddhist monk brought to the notice of Rakhaldas Banerjee, the then superintendent of the Western Circle of the Archaeological Survey of India, a big mound in the Larkana district of Sindh, now in Pakistan. The excavations brought to light a big city buried under the mound. The site where a highly planned city was discovered was known as Mohenjo-daro, Mound of Dead in Sindhi.
So, Rakhaldas Banerjee discovered Mohenjo-daro. Then, by whom was Harappa discovered?
Incidentally, about a year earlier, Rai Bahadur Daya Ram Sahni, superintendent of the Northern Circle of the Archaeological Survey of India, discovered similar ruins of another city at Harappa, a town situated on the bank of the river Ravi in the Montgomery district of West Punjab, now in Pakistan.
Hey Didi, how big was the civilization?
Extent of the civilization.
The Indus Valley Civilization stretched across present-day Pakistan, India, and Afghanistan. It occupied about 8 lakh square kilometers. Some of the early Harappan archaeological sites are Pottery in Gujarat, Kalibangan in Rajasthan, Dholavira in Kutch, Harappa in West Punjab, Balakot, Amri, and Bhirana in Haryana, Kot Dizi and Gumla. The area occupied by the Harappan civilization was triangular in shape and was largest among the 3 ancient urban civilizations, the other two being ancient Egypt and Mesopotamia, present-day Iraq. It roughly covers modern-day Rajasthan, Punjab, Haryana, Gujarat, and Pakistan.
Wow, Didi. Let's explore the towns.
Town planning.
Didi, look at this city layout. Why are some buildings on a raised platform?
That's the citadel. It's the higher part of a Harappan city, usually on the west side. The rulers stayed there. It also had public buildings, granaries, and workshops.
So where did the regular people live?
In the lower part of the city. That's where common citizens lived and worked.
Didi, look at how the streets are all in a grid. How did they make this?
Yes, Harappan cities followed a grid pattern. Streets ran north-south and crossed at right angles. This main street is huge, 10 meters wide. It divided the town into blocks, some rectangular, some square. And see those lampposts? They were placed at intervals.
These bricks look perfect. Were they all the same?
Exactly. Harappans used burnt bricks with identical ratios and uniform sizes. That's super advanced.
And what about drains?
Oh yes, their drainage system was amazing. Drains were made of mortar, lime, and gypsum, and covered with big brick slabs so they could be cleaned easily. These houses looked tall.
Were they multi-story?
Many were 2 or more stories. They varied in size but looked quite similar. No windows faced the street, and they had tiled bathrooms. Some houses even had private wells. Pretty cool, right?
Harappans were way ahead of their time.
Society.
Didi, were Harappans mostly rich people?
Not really, Bhai. Harappan society was mostly middle class. But archaeologists found signs of 3 groups: rulers, rich merchants, and poor laborers.
Did they live in different parts of the city?
Yes, the rulers lived in the citadel, and the merchants and laborers stayed in the lower town.
What about inheritance? Did kids get their parents' stuff?
That's still a mystery. Historians haven't figured out how inheritance worked in Harappan times.
Wow, they were good at pottery.
Yes, red-black pottery was popular, painted with trees and circles.
Some pots stored grain or water. Others with holes were probably used for brewing. I love toy carts. Did Harappans have toys?
Tons of terracotta toys. Bulls, buffaloes, dogs, monkeys, carts, even human figurines. Surprisingly, more female figurines have been found than male ones.
These necklaces look amazing.
Oh yes, Harappans were amazing bead makers. They wore gold and silver necklaces, bracelets, earrings, even brooches. At Aladdino near Karachi, they found necklaces made of gold, silver, carnelian, and other semi-precious stones.
What metals did they use?
Copper, bronze, silver, and gold. But no iron.
Did they make weapons?
Yes, spears, knives, swords, mirrors, axes, needles, rings, bangles, mostly from pure copper. They preferred it over bronze. Bhai, do you know they wore cotton and wool garments, simple but practical?
What about food?
People in Sindh and Punjab ate wheat and barley. In Rangpur and Surkota, they ate rice and millets. They loved non-veg. Fish was common. They also had milk and curd.
Did they know writing?
Yes. Their script was pictographic and logosyllabic. Each symbol stood for a word or syllable. They wrote in Boustrophédant style, right to left, then left to right in the next line.
Can we read it now?
Sadly, no. It hasn't been deciphered yet. But the fact that they all used the same script shows how connected they were. But the script disappeared around 1700 BCE.
Economy.
Didi, how do we even know what Harappans traded?
Mostly from their connections with Mesopotamia and Persia. They called the Indus region Meluaha. They traded through places like Dilmun, probably Bahrain, and Makkan, near Oman.
What were these Harappan seals for?
Every merchant had one. It had an emblem, often religious, and a name or a short description. Mostly to mark ownership, but some might have been used as lucky charms, amulets.
Did they use coins?
Nope. They traded by barter, goods for goods. Inland, they used bullock carts. For sea trade, they had ports and even a dockyard at Lothal.
Did they find Harappan stuffs at any other places?
Yes. Seals have been found in Mesopotamian cities and Persian Gulf sites.
Did Mesopotamians send things back?
At Mohenjo-daro, they found 3-cylinder seals, Mesopotamian style.
What is this button-like seal?
It's a small round seal. One was found at Lothal.
Did they make other things to trade?
Yes, beads from Chanhudaro and Lothal were exported far and wide.
Were their weights accurate?
Super accurate. They were made of chert, limestone, and steatite, mostly cubical. They used a binary system up to 64. And then decimal multiples like 160, 320, 640. They used the foot, about 37.6 centimeters, and the cubit, around 52 centimeters, for measuring length. They had a shell scale, an ivory ruler, and even a shell tool to measure angels.
Harappan religion and rituals.
Didi, did Harappans build temples?
Nope. Not a single temple structure has been found. But they had sacred spots like the Great Bath, where elites did ritual bathing.
Did they worship gods?
Yes, they worshipped the mother goddess, Pashupti Mahadev, and fertility symbols like lingam and yoni. Pashupti was mostly preferred by the upper class. Seals show him in a yogic pose. His seal shows animals around him, likely worshipped too.
What else did they worship?
They also worshipped the pipal tree, humped bull, birds like pigeons, and even a unicorn. Fire altars have been found at Kalibangan and Lothal. They buried their dead. Bodies were placed north-south with food, pottery, ornaments, and tools. They used 3 methods: full burial, fractional burial, and cremation with ashes buried. Coffins have also been found at Harappa. At Kalibangan, they found circular pits with urns and pottery. At Lothal, a pair of male and female skeletons were found buried together. There are evidences of animal sacrifices also.
Harappan agriculture and domestication.
Didi, did Harappans grow cotton?
Yes, they were the first to grow cotton. The Greeks called it Sindon, from Sindh. In the Indus plain, they sowed seeds in November after the floods receded. They harvested wheat and barley in April before the next flood. They stored surplus food grains in granaries. They grew wheat, barley, peas, melons, sesame, dates, millets, grapes, and more. They also grew rice, especially in Lothal. They also used river and sea resources. Mollusks were a protein-rich food in Gujarat.
Did they keep animals?
Yes, they domesticated cattle, goats, pigs, camels, and even cats and dogs. They weren't very horse-centered. But they knew elephants and rhinos well. Tigers were common in figurines. Leopards were rare. Pottery shows rabbits, birds, and monkeys. Ploughed fields have been found at Kalibangan, probably with wooden ploughs. Terracotta plough models were found at Banwali and Bahawalpur. Remains of horses were found at Surkodda. And surprisingly, at Ropar, dogs were buried with men.
Decline of the Indus Valley Civilization.
Didi, why did the Harappan cities vanish? One day they were thriving, and then, poof?
Not exactly poof, bhai. The decline started around 1900 BCE, but archaeologists haven't found one clear reason. It's more like a puzzle with many missing pieces. Wheeler and Gordon suggested an Aryan invasion. outsiders coming in and disrupting life. But it's debated. Fairchild and Dales talked about ecological disturbances, maybe farming exhausted the soil. M.S. Vatsa and H.T. Lambrick believed river courses changed, especially the Ghaggarakra. Low rainfall, floods, even earthquakes. D.P. Agrawal, Sood, Rakes, and Kennedy all explored these natural calamities. The mature Harappan phase gave way to the late Harappan phase. Cities shrank, trade declined, and people moved eastward.
The Indus Valley Civilization was one of the world's earliest urban wonders, full of planning, trade, art, and mystery. But even great cities can fade. Yet their legacy lives on in every brick, every seal, every story we uncover. They taught us how to build, organize, and dream. Thanks a lot for exploring the Indus Valley Civilization with us. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more journeys into the past. See you in the next Knowledge Capsule video.